Sacred Games Season 2. Gaitonde spirals downward as Mumbai is reborn. Note: this is a review of the first 3 episodes of Sacred Games 2. The familiar audacity of Ganesh Gaitonde's brusque voice, a mysteriously deceased Trivedi, and Sartaj Singh's constantly perturbed expression. The highly anticipated second season of Netflix's Sacred Games feels like stepping out of the dark after more than an entire year. Taking off from the inevitable madness of Season 1, Season 2's premise is more or less the same. Gaitonde is still in captivity, albeit in international waters. Sartaj, previously portrayed as a rebel cop who works against the system but towards the right thing, is now officially leading the investigation. And coming a full circle from her 5-second death in pilot of Season 1, Jojo Mascarenas, played by Surveen Chawla, takes center stage as the epitome of female power in Gaitonde's life. An adaptation of Vikram Chandra's 1,000-page magnum opus, Sacred Games is co-directed by Anurag Kashyap and Masan filmmaker Neeraj Ghewan, with Vikramaditya Motwani returning as the showrunner. If Season 1 introduced us to the dark underbelly of Bombay through the eyes of gangster Ganesh Gaitonde, Season 2 makes us privy to his downfall. Parallelly, we accompany police officer Sartaj Singh as he copes with the death of his close friend Constable Katekar, while trying to get to the bottom of a conspiracy he's not quite sure about. TLDR version of the story. As Sartaj, in present-day Mumbai, investigates the clues he gathered from the underground shelter where Trivedi was killed, Gaitonde is far from the land that birthed him. Now an undercover Indian agent in Kenya, South Africa, Gaitonde has no option but to operate like a puppet in a strange underworld territory. His personal goals of returning to his gangster life of fame and avenging his rival Isa are set aside. As Bombay comes of age to become Mumbai, so does Gaitonde. Meanwhile, Sartaj tries to unsuccessfully reconcile with his ex-girlfriend, tracks down Gaitonde's third father Guruji, aka a saffron robe-clad Pankaj Tripathi, and begins his search for Shahid Khan, played by Ranveer Shori. Shahid Khan runs a terrorist outfit called Hizbuddin. A nuclear threat appears imminent. New faces. Like me, if you also had a tough time keeping up with Season 1's ensemble cast, Season 2 won't be that much of a task, save a handful of additions like Kalki Kochlin, Ranveer Shori and Amrita Subhash. While Kalki takes on a mystifying Ma Sheila-esque role as the successor of Guruji, Ranveer Shori is the bad guy who, so far, has appeared fleetingly in photographs only. Amrita Subhash's performance as that of a curt, strong-headed and badass member of the Indian intelligence is a force to reckon with. As she puppeteers Gaitonde in the wake of impending doom, the latter begins seeking answers in faith. His once-upon-a-time weapon is now his only tool of survival. What to expect? Some things haven't changed. Gaitonde's epiphany-filled monologues continue, so does the interspersing of memories with present reality. However, as we inch closer to the turn of the millennium, the visual differences between the two storylines begin to merge. Mythology still runs deep in the skeleton of Sacred Games. Only it's no longer limited to Hinduism. The second episode makes an obscure reference to the Epic of Gilgamesh, while the first and third episodes still stick to their Hindu roots. So far, Season 2 also lacks the grit and grime of the first season. There's no blood-soaked encounters, no point-blank shootings, no jarring deaths that will stay with you. Like the first season, Sacred Games Second Part 2 takes you gently by the hand and pulls you in steadily. There's no rush. However, the underlying anxiety is hard to miss. In a flashback scene, when Gaitonde finally comes crawling to Guruji in Croatia, we catch an unexpected glimpse of Malcolm, who fled in the season 1 finale. And before we can recover from that information, the camera pans to show that it is the supposedly naive Guruji who might just be the missing piece in the puzzle. But plot twist, Guruji is dead. Perhaps the only disappointing bit about the second season so far is that the show's treatment of its female characters doesn't seem to have evolved much. They're still just used as plot points used to bolster men who front the show. However, Betya Abelman, Kalki's character, provides some semblance of hope. Whether or not Sacred Games will live up to the impact it left after its season finale is a question that still remains unanswered. But so far, so good.